All right. Hello, everybody. Fantastic. It is the February Global and Remote Demo Night, which we're doing in the middle of the day in the UK because that fits with everybody who's kind of around on this call today. And we'll start in a second by introducing the panelists. But I just want to say hello and also to give you all a silly wave amount of energy that we throw through the ether to you. Okay. So everybody on the group, let's have the silly wave. Let's give the energy out because what we give out, we get back. Okay. Come on. That's good. All right, so introducing our panelists first off. Aisha, who are you and where are you calling in from today? You're on mute, my friend. You're on mute. Come back.
Oh, sorry. I was talking into thin air. Yes, so I'm Aishwarya. I go by Aisha. I am currently live streaming from Boston. So my background spans from mechanical engineering to finance and technology, especially in product planning, data governance and innovation, where I help teams translate their complex systems into clear, structured decisions. Thankful for the organizers to arrange this live demo night, and I'm excited to be here. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the demos, and what I will be looking for is basically the clarity of the problem that you're trying to solve, how technically aligned it is, and the basically if it is the why of your product, basically why are you trying to build this particular thing, to understand, and your depth of knowledge into that area. So excited to be here.
Super cool to have you. Thanks for bringing your lens to everything. Really appreciate it. Naresh, who are you and where are you calling in from today?
Yes, so hello everybody. I'm Naresh and I'm joining you guys from Austin, Texas. And I work for Visa, one of the financial institutions. And I specialize in building real-time streaming systems that integrate machine learning models for fraud detection in the financial transactions. So, and nice to meet all of you. And for today's demo, I would really thank all of you to give me this opportunity. And I'm also particularly interested in how AI solutions would definitely move from prototype to scalable, reliable production systems. So looking forward for the demos today. And thank you, everyone.
Amazing. Great to have your lens here, Naresh. Thank you. Okay, Narendra, who are you and where are you calling in from today?
Thanks, Steve. This is Narendra here. I'm based in Raleigh, North Carolina. I have mostly my experience comes from the consulting with large-scale enterprises such as Google, Meta, and previously I just recently stepped away from Cisco to focus more on the AI adoption and AI strategy building areas. In the past, I was also doing enterprise digital transformation, large-scale projects, and also help enterprises to adopt AI. Thanks.
Amazing. We're truly blessed by three wonderful panelists today. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us. Now, we've got some amazing entrepreneurs here who are going to present to us and have their 5 minutes of demo and 5 minutes of feedback. And remember, for everybody watching this, demo night is about a learning experience, right? So if you've got comments or questions, please put them in the chat as well. And for each of you founders who've taken the stage today, thank you so much for being brave. Could you just introduce yourselves, starting with Alex, and just very quickly, who are you, Alex, and where are you calling in from?
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm building a product called Saus that I'm looking forward to showing to you in just a moment. And I'm calling in from Bristol in the UK.
Fantastic to have you here. Ajay, who are you?
Hello, everyone. I'm Ajay. I head the customer success at Postcode from Bangalore, India. Thank you.
Great to have you here, bud. I think, Ajay, how long have we known each other now? Is it 10, 12, maybe even 15 scary years, I think?
Yeah, somewhere, I don't know, more than that.
It's insane, through many different industries. Great to have you here. Grace, who are you and where are you calling in from?
Hi, everyone. I'm Grace Lee, founder and CEO of Amelio Biomedical from Taiwan. Yeah.
Fantastic to have you here, and nice to have met you in Lisbon as part of the GCamp stuff when we were there during Web Summit. And Kim, who are you and where are you calling in from?
Hi, everyone. I'm Kim Bingham, founder and CEO of Mastro.xyz, a Web3 music platform, and I'm calling in from Paris, France.
Okay, so let's have a round of applause for a start, because finding a time zone for this event was pretty tricky between all of you. I want to thank everybody who got up early and everybody who's up late, all right, because we finally made it work. I asked ChatGPT to work out the best one, because even I couldn't do it, and it settled on this time zone, so I really appreciate you making the effort. It was always going to be a compromise for everybody who wasn't based in the UK or Lisbon to just try and make those bookends work on stuff, but thank you. All right, so we're going to do the 5 minutes. We're going to start with Alex. I know you want me to share the screen for you. Here we go, bud. Your 5 minutes starts now, and then you'll get the 5 minutes of comments and questions from our brilliant panelists. Over to you.
All right, cool. So yeah, I'm Alex. I'm here today to talk about the product I'm building called Saus. I'm showing it to you because I'd love to hear any ideas for how you might use it yourself. So Saus is an app that brings all your information together in one place. And when I say information, that might be chats or emails. It could be calendars, websites, or social media. It could be spreadsheets or databases, or other SaaS tools like CRMs and support desks and project management tools. So Saus brings everything together to save you time and effort. It's to help you answer questions, make decisions, and take action. So it makes it easy to find what you need without worrying about where it came from. It lets you perform common tasks through just one interface instead of having to figure out how to do the same thing in lots of different places. It lets you create tools and automations that work for you without having to create or maintain any code. And it lets you get AI working for you without having to worry about what it might do or where your data is going. And most importantly, unlike anything else, trying to do anything similar, it's designed for everyone. So you don't have to be technical or think like a programmer. So I've got a quick demo, which will show some of the basic mechanics, focusing just on the ability to acquire, combine, sort of process, and automate information.
In this demo, I'm going to quickly show you the basics of getting information in and out of Saus and how you can use AI to help you do that. Our demo case is that we've been collecting some music mixes we like on YouTube, but we want to be able to listen to those from our Spotify. So the first thing we're going to do is grab our YouTube playlist where we've saved some mixes and bring that into our board. You can see that Saus quickly and easily handles the authentication process and pulls the data straight into a table. Next, we're going to give ourselves an assistant in the form of Gemini. And as you can see, once again, Saus seamlessly handles the authentication flow. Our first job is to extract the track list from each of the 3 mix videos in our playlist. And so we're asking Saus to do just that. Once again, it's going to use Gemini to perform that extraction from the unstructured data of the video. And there we have a track for each of the tracks in the video. With the artist and song name for each track, we can now go and find that track in Spotify. Once again, we'll ask Saus to do just that. It'll quickly figure out that we need to connect to our Spotify account, and so Saus will once again handle the authentication flow for that. Once we're connected to Spotify, it'll go and find the corresponding Spotify track for each of those artists and songs. There we can see the track identifiers for each track in Spotify in a new column. Now I'm going to switch to Spotify and create a new playlist where we're going to send all of these tracks. Saus doesn't try to do everything and reinvent the wheel. Actions that you can easily perform in UIs you already know, you can just carry on doing there. With our Spotify playlist in our board, we can now ask Saus to push those tracks from our mixes table into the playlist we just created. When we switch back to Spotify, we can see those tracks being added. The beauty of Saus is that what we've done is not just construct a one-off process. If we return to YouTube and add another mix to the playlist, we'll see that appear in our board. I'll hit refresh just to make it happen immediately, but that will also happen in the background as well. And now it's going to perform all the steps that we just did and add all the tracks to the playlist. So within a few minutes, we've built an automation using multiple tools that will run continuously and deterministically, and we didn't have to think at all like a programmer in the process.
Cool. So I hope that gives you a sense of how easy it is to perform what would be quite a complex task in most other tools. This covers just one kind of journey. We didn't get to look at searching or building sort of interactive tools or anything like that. But another very important thing to note is that Saus works completely locally. So all the data stays on your device. You don't have to worry about your information, going off into a cloud somewhere. So yeah, where in that demo you've seen Spotify and YouTube, it could be, Google Sheets or Excel, the bookmarks in your browser, a table on Wikipedia, your network on LinkedIn, or some other specific tool or resource that you're using that contains information that matters to you. And so that's what I'd love to hear about. What do you think that maybe you might be able to use with such a tool? And obviously any other feedback or questions as well. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. You only just went over your 5 minutes. I appreciate you for that. All right, Narendra, I think this one should come to you to start off with, then I'll go to Aisha, and then I'll go to Naresh.
Yeah, sure. Alex, it is really a fine demo. Thanks for presenting. I just wanted to understand, like, for the model-wise, we just use Gemini, or the infrastructure-wise GCP. What we exactly using here?
So you can basically plug in whatever you want. So it's pretty much agnostic to the underlying model. It could be used with a local model. It could be used with Claude Code, or whatever you already have a subscription to.
That's really great. And one more thing, like this is what I feel or sense from the demo is more on like a personal use. Is it like, are you thinking about the enterprise application as well, like where the actual, like, any enterprise or mid-size or larger companies can also adopt this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite compliance minded in the sense that I've dealt a lot with, having to deal with enterprise customers before in the other platforms that I've worked on. This one is intentionally a fully local product initially. So my hope is to sidestep a lot of that in terms of giving customers a lot more confidence that they can start playing around with it, but they don't have to worry about where their data is going off to a third party. But like, I'm very open in terms of solution options, how people might use it. For me, it's supposed to be a horizontal product, a bit of a kind of blank canvas, and I'm trying to spark different ideas for people.
Yeah, definitely this has a lot of use cases and it's quite versatile. Thank you. Thanks.
Thanks.
Brilliant. Thanks, guys. All right, Naresh, what's your thoughts, comments, or questions here?
Sure. Hello, Alex. But yeah, I really like the direction you're taking with Saus. The idea of bringing email, spreadsheets, and external tools into local interfaces, like, powerful. Okay, especially for non-technical users, I would definitely say it's the most powerful thing. And yeah, I also appreciate this architecture that is strong. Like, there is a differentiation, like, with each and every tool, but you're trying to bring in all together at one place. That's very nice. So I would want to understand, how do you see Saus positioning itself differently? Like, I think there are few tools like Zapier, like Airtable, and a few of them, right? How do you see it differently is the first thing that I want to understand from you.
Yeah, so compared to something like Zapier, it very much is inverting the kind of approach to building and automation. So when you have something like Zapier, you kind of have the logic at the front, and it's quite hard to see the information that's going through the automation, and that's what makes it hard for non-technical users. So what I've done is flip that around, more of a spreadsheet approach where the information is always visible. So as you're kind of building effectively what's an automation through that table, you can always see the information itself. So if something's not doing what you expect, it's a lot more obvious. Compared to something like Airtable, it's, the table is just one view, as it were. Like, what's underneath Saus is kind of a much more complex kind of semantic model that allows you to pull all this different information into one place. So you can do a lot more than you can do with something that's just basically like a table with integrations.
Okay, thank you. And you also mentioned Saus handles authentication, right? So are you acting like as an identity broker across tools, or does each integration manage its own OAuth?
Each integration has its own OAuth, yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And for like completely non-technical users, so if I would imagine myself, like, I don't even know what is an XLS, okay, probably I would not even know about it. So for completely non-technical users, what's the onboarding flow that would look like? So how do you like reduce the intimidation of building, automations and those things?
Yeah, I think for like less technical users, you've still got to want to do something, right? So the starting point's always going to depend, I think, on what it is you're trying to do. And that's where, this was actually kind of a pre-AI idea, but it's where AI has really opened it up because it makes it easier to start from that kind of blank slate. So they still need to have an intuition of something they want to achieve, but then they can very much just ask what that is. And Saus is going to be able to tell them the tools that are available to them.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. And again, great idea. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Naresh. All right, Aisha, close us out. What's your comment or question?
No, this was a really great demo to see, not like just the problem statement, but to actually see it in like use how it is. And not a lot of demos actually provide that in the use case. So great questions from the rest of the panelists. Just thinking in the direction of, since you have already answered, like it's non-technical, it's great. The safety, like basically secures, keeps the information secure and everything. Just beyond your initial segment, if there is a larger opportunity to go into the market, since you also differentiated your product between the different competitors in the market, where do you see this large opportunity lying? What would be your product to market fit, or any like, who is your consumer? Essentially.
Yeah, I think it's something that I'm approaching, I think, sort of by vertical initially. It's such, I've again also worked on horizontal products in the past, and it can be very kind of difficult to just go everywhere all at once. So basically, what I'm currently in the process now, where I'm at the stage with the product development, is I'm basically talking to as many people as I can and figuring out, what use cases are, and I'm just taking them one at a time really and just going from there. And what I hope is that it becomes, I want to build, you can extend it yourself. Like I don't have to do all of the integrations. The whole thing is scriptable. So I'm hoping to build a community around that allows also more technical people to contribute back to it with new abilities to extend it. And ideally I would like to, one of my next projects is to get it to extend itself, write its own scripts using the coding AI. So
no, that's actually great. So you basically answered the product market fit along with the clarity of your product, who your consumer is. So I would like expand in that direction, just as a feedback, no question, but just as a feedback, because it looks like you have already learned while building your product, you have learned quite a lot about the competition market, the technical side of it, who your persona is. And yes, so just thinking in the direction of moving forward and the risk that you're trying to take along with the competition that is already present in the market, just in the next 3 months or so, if you could adjust a feature or even if a feature is removed from your product, will it still survive that, what you're trying to bring to the market? That is something that I would rather move forward to, but the rest of it was a good demo.
Thank you.
Thanks, Aisha. Alex, very quickly, what's your business model? How are you going to make money? Answer that in like 10 seconds or less.
So all of the features that I showed you are fully local, but there are other things you're going to want to do, like maybe collaborate on boards with other people. Those are going to require centralization of some sort on a cloud service. So you could pay a subscription to have additional features, basically access to additional features.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. All right, over to Bangalore. Ajay, it's your 5 minutes. Are you ready, my friend? I think you might be on mute.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all good.
Thank you. Stu.
Fantastic. Thanks, bud. All right, starting the clock.
So right here, so first, why this? We believe software testing is broken, where we keep getting bugs in production. And with AI, everyone is shipping faster in terms of releasing code, but then testing is looking like the bottleneck. So that's where teams need an AI native testing platform, as most of the time is spent to manual test creation, maintenance, and then the releases are faster, but as I said, testing hasn't scaled much. And that is where we have got Postcode, where it is an agentic AI platform for software testing. With zero data leakage, we have multiple agents to help you test all the functional testing tasks, like generate test cases, test data, plan the entire cycle. API agent for API testing, right, including your schema validation, understanding the overall API signature, generating test cases, automation scripts. Web agent, which can learn your application features, flows, and also generate automation scripts in your framework. And mobile agent for mobile apps. So we are extensible. We can plug right into your framework. So no need to change your tech stack. So we bring AI right where you are. And we connect to your LLM subscription, thereby privacy first. So what we do is we bring the holistic context through our data connectors and MCP. And thereby, using that holistic context, we generate all the assets. So built in Bangalore and ready for Portugal and the world. Why now? This is the perfect storm for AI native testing, because everywhere there's a tech boom, right? From your fintech, e-commerce, and SaaS companies. Using AI, they are churning out code much faster. AI first has become the new standard, right? And everyone is demanding privacy and control over the code that is generated, and everyone is worried about the data, right? So that is where Postcode's local execution model is built, and it serves this particular purpose. And we bring in 5x to 10x productivity for everyone, right? And our ask is, we are not raising funds. We are looking for customers in US and Portugal. So we want pilot partners, startups and companies who want to supercharge their testing with AI agents, and help us connect with CTOs and engineering leads, the e-commerce and fintech companies, and anyone willing to co-build. We are happy to talk. Now, quickly moving on to the demo. So we are a VS Code extension, and we can connect to all your sources, right from your design wireframes, code base, requirement documents, test cases, automation scripts, server logs, and everything stays local. And we have these multiple agents here, right? So for example, I connected to this Figma screens. So all I do is I click on share, copy this link, and paste it here, and ask for fetch the screens from Figma, this particular URL, and it uses the MCP connection. So I've configured Figma MCP. Using that, it has got all of these screens, right? And here I asked, just before I started, I said, for this particular screen, generate test cases. So it analyzes that specific screen and then goes ahead and generates test cases like this. This is just one format. You can decide whichever format you want. It can also integrate back to test management tools like Jira, ADO, GitHub, and then upload these test cases there. And one particular use case that I would want to show is, say, if you have web application, we can also navigate to a live web application, perform the actions, and for that I'll use web agent. So it'll launch a browser, perform these actions, and then learn the flow in that particular instance. Then I can ask it to generate test cases, test data, the bugs that it can identify based on that flow, or it can also generate automation scripts. If you have automation framework in place, it can learn that framework and generate the next script as per that framework. So that's about web agent. And we show you the cost of every task, and we also let you choose different models, and we give you a plan which you can edit as well. So this is the steps that I had shared. So it will log in, and it is dynamic in intent, as in it can understand your intent and then figure out if there are any blockers or pop-ups appearing. It can close those and go to the next step. And you are always in control. I have set everything for auto approve on. That's why, like for example, this case, I've set everything to be auto approved, and hence it is not asking permission, or else at every step you will have to approve or reject. And based on that, it will proceed to the next step. So if you're learning a new application, you want your team members to like onboard quickly, you can do that, right?
Okay, AJ, that's your 5 minutes. Do you want to round up and we'll get to the questions?
Yeah, I'm happy to take questions, and I can answer those questions with any of the screens that are related to the question also.
Okay, fantastic. Well, let's hand over to Naresh. Naresh, what's your question, comment, or feedback on this one?
Yeah, sure. So thank you, Ajay. And I really like the AI native testing angle, and the multi-agent setup across API, web, and mobile is definitely compelling. And especially the idea of generating tests from requirements and actual UI flows, right? And the VS Code integration also. It's a great job, and I appreciate you on that. And want to understand, like, on the multi-agent architecture, how do different agents coordinate? Like, is there any central orchestrator that manages context between API and everything?
So we have a multi-agent orchestrator. So what we have built is we have built an agentic AI platform first, and on top of it, we have built the testing agents. So if you compare with any AI agentic AI platform, we have all the building blocks, similar building blocks, like you have data connectors, MCP, rules, assistants, the multi-agent orchestrator. So that way, the orchestrator takes care of coordinating between the different agents and calling the right tools.
Okay, great. One more thing, how do you say now we have to choose dynamically models, right, for different tasks? For example, like lightweight models may be required for schema validation, and more capable models for reasoning heavy test planning.
Correct.
How do we dynamically choose models over there?
So before a task, you can switch models like this, or during a task also, in between steps also, you can switch models. Like first time navigation on the web application, you can choose a heavy model, and then to generate just the test cases, you can switch to like lower models like Kimi K2.5 or Grok as well.
Okay. And last question, like on generating the test cases, because now whenever the AI is generating some of the test cases for us, and we want to integrate with GitHub or Jira, and we want to upload the test cases or those kind of things, right? So do we have any confidence scoring over there, or retry strategies, basically, if I'm not happy with the test cases that has been generated so far?
Correct. So everything that is generated, you can edit, you can give feedback, and you can always tag those files, folders, and say, update this particular section, it'll update.
Okay. Thank you.
Brilliant.
And in
Thanks,
addition
Naresh.
to VS Code, we are also available on Cursor, Windsurf. So you can generate code there, and you can use Postcode to test.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, just before we move over to Aisha, I just wanted to check Pedro's question here, AJ. Have you got an answer for him around the idea of costs involved? I remember your Portuguese startup is as cost sensitive as your Bangalorean startup. Okay, so what are the prices involved here?
Right. So instead of sharing the invoice at the end of the month, we show you the cost right at every session like this. How much is the cost for each session? So thereby you can have a control. And second, we give you the management layer where you can set budgets for each member. And you can also set budget governance in terms of which models someone can use. So thereby you can restrict only the low-end models for your junior engineers, and the higher end models only for the architects maybe. So that way you can control the cost. And we have done heavy engineering in terms of the context so that the tokens are optimized and cost is less.
Awesome, thank you. Over to Aisha. What's your questions, comments, or feedback on this one?
Yeah, no, great presentation. I have a couple of questions. So is this a core tool or a feature that you have built?
So this is an entire agentic AI platform in itself, and this comes as an extension on VS Code.
So is it a feature, or is that a tool that you
can? It's a tool.
It's a tool. Okay, awesome. And I remember you mentioned the GDPR and DORA compliances. So are you currently certified or aligned with any formal compliance networks, or is that a roadmap that you're trying to pursue?
So it's a roadmap item. We have almost towards the end of getting a SOC 2 compliance.
Okay, cool. And just, I know you already answered this, but does your system improve on the existing frameworks like Playwright, Cypress, or beyond automation?
Yeah, so we can learn the existing framework, and based on your standards, your reusable methods, we can generate the next asset as per that. So we learn your current framework and generate the next asset.
So will it be kind of like an LLM platform, like it's building on the existing material and then training, like the algorithm is basically training itself to build further?
So there is no training. We don't train any of the LLM models. It's just that the context that we send to the LLM is based on your existing frameworks.
Okay, cool. No, this was a really good technically forward and a good demo. And I like your clarity of positioning, basically the AI native testing and tied to the regulatory pressure and productivity gains. So that was awesome. Just a feedback that I have for you is that the next evolution basically for the story, or how your product would go, is the validation depth and competitive positioning clarity, like how you position yourself in the market, and basically how your evidence supports the 5 to 10x claim, and what basically makes it hard to replicate. So if you have those points clear, I really think that if you strengthen this layer, it would become a much more compelling product in terms of investment. So
Sure. Thank you. Feedback.
Thanks, Aisha. All right, Narendra, bring us home in 1 minute or less. Do your best job,
Right.
man.
Yeah, sure. Hey, Ajay, first of all, thanks for this demo. This is really a great product. I've seen a similar product in the past also, but again, there are some positioning which Aisha talked about. My question is more from the DevOps point of view, like where this sits in the CI/CD, pipeline. Is it like a pre-commit or post? Like how you position itself? And since I'm short of time, I'll just ask one more. Like, how about like how it is integrating with the existing pipelines? So if you can just shed some light on that, that will be great.
Sure. So everything that we generate is in a Git native format. So the users can review and then commit to their branch and then integrate with the CI/CD pipelines. And we also integrate with your Git commits. So right from whenever there's a change in the code, we'll be able to help you understand the impact on all the assets that are already generated, like your test cases, test data, and automation scripts.
So
Thereby,
sorry to interrupt, but if any pull requests are there, then you can automatically detect and see changes at the new version of the code. How does that work actually? If you can just brief.
So everything is local to your machine. So think of it like every developer having this installed on their machine, and then as soon as they pull the latest merge, and then we can act on it and then give you the output.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Ajay, panelists, fantastic. Thank you so much. We're going to move over to Grace now, a little teleport over to Taiwan. So Grace, please, your 5 minutes. You're on mute at the moment, so I muted you part of the way through, so apologies for that. There you go, I just unmuted you. Sorry,
Hi.
Grace.
Is it okay?
Hi. Yeah, it's all good. All right, I'll start the clock now.
Okay, I'm Grace, founder and CEO of Amelio Biomedical. We develop the world's fastest blood-stopping powder. Every year, over 2 million people die from severe bleeding. And it doesn't just happen on battlefield. It happens on our streets, in hospitals, and sometimes right at home. And the truth is, if we can stop bleeding faster, we can save more people's lives. And the regular bandages and gauze are not enough. So we try to build something different. We combine amino acids and metals to form these powerful complexes, and we are the only company in the world that can mass produce these pharmaceutical-grade amino acid metal complexes. And we call this product Real Seal. From animal tests shows Real Seal stops bleeding 30 to 40% faster than leading products, and from AI survival model predicts 30 to 50% boost in survival rate. So in severe bleeding situations, every second counts. So if we use Real Seals, then we can reduce the blood loss and save blood and save time for ambulance to arrive, and time for surgery, for blood vessel repair, for blood transfusion, and eventually save lives. And Real Seals doesn't just stop bleeding fast, but also it can be absorbed by the human body. So this is the only solution that are both fast and absorbable. And from military and hospital use, give us about $3 billion entry point. And once we expand globally, we're talking about a $175 billion opportunity. And we plan to sell the products to animal hospitals before we have FDA approval. And once we have FDA approval, we plan to sell products to military and hospitals. And we go step by step. In the first few years, we focus on the mass production stability, and then we examine the molecular structure through X-ray diffraction. And we participate U.S. Department of Defense connection program, and we were one of the final 2 companies have the chance to meet Henry Jackson Foundation in Maryland. And last month, we just submit the FDA pre-submission, and we plan to apply FDA Class 2 this year formally. And here's our core team. We have diverse expertise, including molecular biology, biochemistry, and mechanical engineering. And here are our advisors and strategy partners. And through our advisors connection, they're helping us enter into the U.S. military medical supply chain. And I really need your help that for pilot sites, including veterinary hospitals and animal clinics. And we need strategy introductions with EMT, hospital, and emergency response networks. And we're also looking for investors who are comfortable with a safe structure to accelerate commercialization, FDA execution, and scale up. Okay, let's quick summarize. Amelio Biomedical is using amino acid metal complexes to help stop the severe bleeding. And our mission is simple: help more people make it home alive. Thank you.
Nicely done, Grace, and thank you for showing the diversity of things happening within the community at the moment. Really appreciate you being here. All right, I'm going to go to Aisha for the first question, feedback, or comment. What have you got here, Aisha?
A great, compelling product, and it solves a real-time problem. So that's great pitch. I have a few questions since you're just trying to understand the medical background and everything. You mentioned that AI predicts the 50% survival boost. So can you elaborate on the data set that you guys researched or the assumptions behind that prediction or your project?
Yeah, the baseline is the regular bandages and gauze. So imagine if there is a massive car accident and 100 people are bleeding out. If we use Real Seals, we can save up to 50 of them. And this is not just a number, they are 50 mothers, fathers, sons, or daughters, who get another chance to go home.
Okay. So just to build on that, you said you do have mass production capability and on a pharmaceutical grade, basically. So what protects that manufacturing capability? Do you guys have an IP already, or are you pursuing?
Yes, we have IP. We're applying the IP, and to protect the usage of the complex in stop bleeding.
Got it. And just thinking from that perspective, who basically is your target consumer? Who is your paying consumer? Is it military? Is it hospitals, EMS providers, or just the consumer first aid kits? Like who basically is the persona that is being built for here?
Yeah. At this stage, we focus on the animal hospitals, and after we have FDA approval, we plan to sell the products to military and hospitals.
Okay, got it. Okay. Yeah, those were the questions that I had, but just thinking in terms of commercializing this, because this was a very structured go-to-market vision that you guys provided, it would be good to see how the refinement is focused on, particularly identifying the most capital efficient initial segment. For example, how the, as I asked the question on like the manufacturing the IP and like just making yourself stand out from the market, that, and additionally strengthening your clarity around the regulatory milestones and compliance. I'm sure you did your research, but considering it's a medical field and everything, it's highly regulatory compliant. So yeah, so just that timing on that would probably increase your confidence in the execution, is what I feel, because since this is still being built, how it's being utilized or how it will be welcomed in the market, just thinking from that perspective and the timeline. So, yeah.
Thank you, Aisha. All right, over to Narendra. Narendra, what does your AI brain do with this one?
Yeah, I was really thinking about it. Grace, thanks. This is a really compelling demo. And also I want to understand, since I don't have background in the medical field, but I do have background in the supply chain and AI. From supply chain perspective, how do you are manufacturing in Taiwan, or are you manufacturing in China? How do you protect yourself with the regularity issues in terms of importing, let's say, once it's got approval to US? Or how does you handle that? How do you handle that, I mean to say?
Yeah, we generate these products in Taiwan, and we already apply US provisional patent application. Yeah.
All right. So, thanks. What are your competitors as you progress in your FDA approval and other regulatory compliance?
Do you mean that
any product competitors you see in the market?
Yeah, there are some products. Can I share my slide?
Sure.
Yeah, here, let's go back. Here, there are some products in the market already, but there are some problems. The first one is they can't stop bleeding fast enough. Yeah, that's the most important one. And then the second one, the chitosan, they comes from the shrimp, so some will get allergy. And about the choline clay, it had some heat problem. Yeah, and the TSA it's not easily to use when in the emergency situation. So the real seal is designed for the emergency use, and especially in the severe bleeding situations. So, in some countries, people are encouraged to, in some cases, legally expected to provide basic help when they witness an emergency. So that's why first aid kits are commonly kept in cars. So if there's a car accident and there's a people over there, then they could use, if this product is included in the car first aid kit, then it could be used immediately to help stop bleeding and reduce blood loss, and wait until the ambulance comes, and then so they could stay alive to have the surgery for blood vessel repair, for blood transfusion. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, everybody. Okay, Naresh, bring us home in 1 minute or less. Do your best, most efficient job here, my man.
Sure. And thank you, Grace. First of all, I really appreciate the mission behind this, and thank you for that. But my first question would be like, beyond the animal model validation, do you have any plans for human clinical trials as well?
Yes, because our strategy for FDA approval is from the lowest barrier. So we start with FDA 510K Class 2. And once we have this Class 2 clearance, then we'll expand the usage from external to internal usage. Yeah.
And what endpoints will you measure if during those clinical trials, like blood loss reduction or survival improvement, or what will be the metric or the endpoint that you will use to measure the success of this particular product?
Yeah, the first one is the time to stop bleeding. And the second is the blood to reduce. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
No, sorry, the blood loss. The blood loss. Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah, the blood loss.
Okay. Thank you.
So from animal test, they cut the tail. Yeah.
Okay.
And they
Thank you, Grace.
check the
Thank you,
time
Naresh.
to stop bleeding. Yeah. Okay. Thank
Thank
you.
I'm going to
Time's
cool
up.
time, and we'll head over to Kim for our most Parisian, most musical demo of the evening. All right. So thank you so much, Grace. Over to you, Kim, with your 5-minute demo and your 5-minute Q&A. All right. And you're currently on mute, Kim. Let's try and sort that out for you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, perfectly.
Great. Okay, thanks. So I'm Kim Bingham, founder and CEO of Mastro.xyz. We call ourselves Music Capital Markets for Real World Artists. You'll see that this is crowdfunding with a twist, enabled by the blockchain. So about me, about 25 years ago, I was an independent artist on the rise when I saw the internet crash into the music industry and destroy its valuations with Napster and piracy. And since then, the music industry has regained its valuations mainly based on streaming revenue, but neither the music industry nor the internet have really been set up for independent artists to thrive. So I've thought of a business model, which is Mastro. Now, the problem is that artists are underfunded and undiscovered. Streaming platforms pay very little to artists. $1,000 a year is generous already. Most artists do not get that. And fans are generally fed by the streaming platforms the same types of music algorithmically. So music discovering new artists, it can be problematic. There are also few options for support for independent artists. Fans want to support artists directly. We have solutions like Patreon, which is sort of a subscriber-based support platform. And we also have crowdfunding platforms like Kickstarter, but it's pretty static, and we can do something a bit more dynamic now that we have the blockchain. So the solution at Mastro is artist tokens. The artist launches a token that helps to raise funds for their project. The fans collect that token, and the fans that are collectors get perks with that token. As the supporters can trade the token, so it becomes a gamified interaction, much more dynamic than just straightforward crowdfunding. I'll give you an example. Here's Luna, who is a budding DJ, producer, electronic music artist, and she wants to go on tour. So she launches a token on Mastro that unlocks perks to her token holders and helps to fund her project. The types of perks that she can offer are the ones that fit along with what she does in her career. That's produce music, so she can send music. She can send merch, hoodies and t-shirts, live concert tickets, access to live streams, access to VIP experiences, and also her token holders can also vote on the art projects, the music projects that she wants to do. So here we have an example of the product and what can happen on the token holders side. They can vote to fund the artist projects, they access perks, they get tradable tokens, and they, of course, increase community engagement for the artist as they're joining the artist community. And generally there is a rise in their social media following across platforms as well, because the token holders are not just on Mastro, they're also supporting the artist elsewhere. And the artists get their projects funded, they grow their community, and they also get paid trading fees. Actually, what I'd like to do is just switch to show you, because I know everyone's been doing a demo here, and usually I walk through the pitch deck. But if you could bear with me, I would like to show you a demo of the actual app. And I know we have very little time, but I'm going to go ahead and do this. So please do bear with me. This is a little bit of a change to what I was planning on showing based on my colleagues here. And their wonderful demos that they had for their projects. So here we see
calling an audible is very, very appropriate. Thank you, Kim.
Okay, so this is the prototype of design prototype that's at mastro.xyz that you can see and leave your feedback about too. So what we have here is the login or sign up happens via a system called Privy. You don't need to know anything about blockchain to use it. You can sign up with Google and an account will be created for you. Or if you are into Web3 and crypto, you can sign in with your wallet. And here we have Luna Eclipse. We're going to find her artist page. I'm going to go quite quickly here, but you can get the idea. And we're building this out, by the way, to go into beta in the next 3 months. So we have information about her music, her community, and where we want to go here is voting. So here's Luna's European tour. She needs 10,000 USDC. We work in stable coins. And she needs the $10,000 for her tour. Here we have funding allocation, explanation of where the money would go, and also proposal perks. So these are in sense of crowdfunding. You could buy a Beats package from her for 100 USDC, or a private production workshop, for example, for 200 USDC. And these are limited supply things that she offers. You would click on this. Of course, we don't have the interaction there here, but basically to show you. You click on this, and let's say you want to buy the package for 100 USDC. You would buy the package, you would confirm your purchase, and would go into your account. So that is how the product works. I will now go back to my pitch presentation to continue everything else that we have going on here at Mastro. Okay, thanks. I'm going on the fly here, so. The market size for this project, well, if we're talking about the creator economy in general, according to Goldman Sachs, it's a $250 billion industry. The independent music market, which is our specific market that we really are targeting, is $11 billion industry. And the, let's say the Web3 musician market, the Web3, those that are already into blockchain and supporting artists, that's about $100 million market that we are starting from. We have, as far as our business model is concerned, we are very similar to crowdfunding sites that take 6 to 10% of the initial raise on the crowdfunding for the artist. We take 8% off of the initial token sale. Then there is a passive income happening on the transaction fee for every token bought or sold, which is 1% and split between Mastro and the artist. We also will be offering decentralized financing tools to help with engagement and potentially increase value of the token, although we're talking about utility tokens, not about profit making off of the token itself. That's something that's pretty much a touchy subject. We really just want to focus on fundraising for the artist. And our vision is to develop further services for the artists. We already do a lot of live streaming featuring the artist material to our initial community that we have with our community token that went out. You'll see here the Speakeasy token. We had proof of concept with the Speakeasy token. When we released in December, there was an all-time high of $152,000 with zero ad spend. So the community really did show up to support the token, which proves our concept of fundraisers of $5,000 to $10,000 per artist. We are currently in the Zoo Incubator in Montreal. That is an incubator started by the founder of Cirque du Soleil, an entertainment tech incubator, and we've been accepted into Black Belt Venture Studio in Tokyo to open a office there because Sony and Blockchain and Line in Japan have both contacted us for collaboration. So we're between my music business experience and everything happening at Mastro, there's a lot going on. This is still a pretty new market. Audius, Zora, and Thrust our competitors have all come out within the last 6 months with their product, but they do not have the education. They are not necessarily a music-based, music-focused platform, and they don't have the interaction of concerts and live streams, which we do have. We've done concerts in Paris, and like I said, we do a lot of live streaming. Our go-to-market's very, very busy. We're focused right now on a fundraise. We're halfway through our fundraising, pre-seed fundraise of $350,000. So if you know any investors that be interested, I'd love to hear from you. We're building out the beta for a launch in the next 3 months, and we are focused right now as far as marketing and getting our artists out there on Sonic Green Fest, which is a live stream around the environment at the end of April, just around Earth Day, April 25th. And we're focused on getting that organized. So I will end here. I can say that you can reach out to me at kim@mastro.xyz. And again, and I can go over the team. We have a great team as well. I just don't want to, I want to get to the questions, and I don't want to have everything hang. So, and I know we're probably at the end of the hour here. So yeah, I will end
Thank
here.
you, Kim.
Okay.
That's all cool. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to go to Narendra. I'm going to keep each of the panelists to under 1 minute, okay? So help me come in on time. Then we got to vote for our people's choice, all right? So what's your one question or bit of feedback for Kim?
Kim, first of all, this is a great presentation, and thanks for opening up something new for me. But my question is from the blockchain point of view. How you make sure, is it like the tokens which sold and transfer, is it transferable to one another? And how, is there any regularity issues with that, like transferring tokens to another? Or is it, it's not like a trade, right? Or not trade of any securities or exchange of that, right?
So in regards to the legalities around tokens and how you classify them, we propose utility tokens. Those tokens can fluctuate in value. However, we're not focused on arbitrage. In other words, in the crypto community, there's always that look for profit. But what we're saying is we're providing value in terms of you are supporting the artist, and the artist is providing you with something. So regulatorily, we are in the clear. If we do not advocate for profit making off of the tokens. It is something that can naturally happen as the artist would grow, that the value of the token may also grow. So, but that is not something that we engage in or we promise.
Okay, great. Thank you. Steve, you are on mute.
How can I be on mute? That's just crazy. All right, so over to Naresh for your one question or bit of feedback, and then I'll hand to Aisha to finish this off.
Thank you, Kim. Firstly, I really enjoyed your presentation. You communicated the problem very clearly, and your confidence made the vision very compelling. Okay, I would like to say that. And my question would, like, if major other platforms like Spotify or any other major platforms adopt a similar model, what would make artists and fans choose your platform instead?
So, They would choose our platform because for example, our competitors do not offer the level of support and artist support that we do. We have community calls with our artists. We're there to supply community management around their token holders. The other platforms do not do that. The artist has the ability to release their token, and then they're on their own. And community management and the expectations of these, let's say, quote unquote, micro investors that are coming in off of crypto is very serious. They're not like regular music fans. They want to know the entire marketing plan. What's the long-term strategy on this? Or are you just doing this to make a quick buck? So we supply and we support the artist with that. And that's part of the reason why we can justify the 8% on the token sales that we take.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. Aisha, what's your last words on this before we start voting for people's choice?
Sorry, I had to go. I had to go off camera. I was just rushing to find my charger. But yes, I absolutely love the strong narrative positioning. I think all of the other panelists also said that you have a clear basically positioning in the market, as a capital market for real world artists, if you will. The good emotional resonance and from your own experience, there is a gamification layer here and the over crowdfunding. But based on that, I just have one question. For over the liquidity assumptions, who is actually buying or trading these tokens?
So so there are two audiences for this. As soon as you put out, because we have done a token on pump.fund, so we have the experience. There already are those that are into arbitrage, the crypto traders that will come in and buy because it's a new project and they want to be the first in there and maybe the first out. So we have those, but part of that audience also are looking for projects on the long term that they hold. So already we have token holders for the community token that we launched in December that own a substantial quantity of the token and they have not budged for weeks. So they're there. Okay. Then on the fan side, they want to support the artist. They're there for the perks. They're there for the hoodie. They're there for the tote bag. They're there to see the project come to fruition. And the tokens that they get, they will be holding. This is what we project based on what we've seen so far. They'll be holding them like loyalty points. Good. And they don't necessarily know what to do with them. And they'll get an email at some point. Okay, well, you're eligible for this VIP experience if you'd like to trade in all these tokens that you have. That's what we see for the token.
That's a good liquidity and demand research on your end. That's really great. I would just have a feedback for the risk of speculation, because the artist or basically the music industry, the artistry industry, it's emotionally and it holds a lot of value for the individual artist, especially. So preventing the speculation from overshadowing that value, the artistic value, especially if the token prices fluctuate over time, that is something to take into consideration. That would be a risk to take into consideration, and for long-term economic sustainability, if you will. And how you maintain that liquidity to prevent the speculative distortion, that would be something to take into mind when you're going to market in the long term. And basically that would help you strengthen your foundation. So yeah, that overall great presentation.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, everybody. Now, this is my favorite bit. We just got to compress it in a little bit. So I'm going to ask each of the panelists to chat in the private chat with each other about who your favorite has been for tonight, and make a decision between the three of you who will be the people's choice. But while you do that and argue as you might do in the chat, I'm going to ask each of the founders who presented today, who has been your favorite demo that wasn't you? And I'll start in the order that we did it. So Alex, over to you first. Who's been your favorite that wasn't you?
I think I really enjoyed Grace's demo just because of, it's a really amazing product. Obviously very easy to understand the benefits of it. And yeah, I know nothing about the space, but came away excited about it anyway.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Ajay, who was your favorite that wasn't you, my man?
Yeah, I liked Grace project. At the same time, I would love to try out Alex one. Sorry, Kim, I'm not into music as much as you are. Yeah.
Okay, so Grace, you're the People's Choice so far from two of the other founders. That's amazing. And Grace, who was your favorite that wasn't you? You can't vote for yourself, I'm afraid. Let's see. You're on mute again, Grace. Come back to us. There we go.
Okay. I like Kim's.
You like Kim's, so you are musical.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Very good
Kim,
presentation.
Who was your favorite Kim that wasn't you?
Well, I like Grace's as well.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Well, I have, as an animal lover, and you said that you're marketing this product to animal hospitals first. Anyway, and I think that it's a very, very cool solution, and quite obviously may save lives. So it's great.
Clean sweep, Grace. Let's see what the panelists think. So, Narendra, who has been your favorite from tonight? And favorite is really subjective, right? It can mean many things to many people. But
first of all, I'm really grateful to hear all the demos, and I like Ajay, Alex, both. They are enterprise, applications kind of realm, and Grace and Kim are totally different. I also, from that perspective, for the differentiation perspective, I'll say Grace. And as far as the utility and the enterprise application point of view, because of my background, I'm just saying Alex. But I think everyone has their unique perspective. Thank you.
So you're saying you like them all. That's what you're saying, right?
From the uniqueness point of view, I like Grace. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. But your favorite is going to be Alex. Is that your choice?
Yes.
Okay. Aisha, what's your take on this? Who has been your favorite?
Everyone just great, amazing projects. Ajay, very technical. Kim, amazing music background. Alex, you also had a really compelling product there with the user persona. Grace, you really had the you solved, basically, you're trying to solve a life critical problem with a clear technological differentiation. So for me, I would choose the Amelio Biomedical, just because while there are regulatory and commercialization risks that I asked during my questions, but the combination of your patent positioning, the clinical trajectory, the global market scale, it's just that stood out for me at this point, because you had your visions clear, but with just a fine tuning and having those high impact values strategically aligned. I believe if those milestones are achieved, it could be a structurally investable opportunity. So, yeah.
So you're saying Grace?
Yes, Grace. Yeah.
Nice. Just want to check. There's a lot in the community on this, right? We're going to give a lot of help and support to the one that becomes the People's Choice. So, Naresh, no pressure, man, but this is it. You got to make the deciding vote. Who is your favorite today?
Yes. So I would first of all thank everybody, and it's hard to choose because each team approached a real problem thoughtfully. But for me, I could relate more to Ajay and Alex. I have I think a tie between Ajay and Alex, but I would definitely choose Ajay for now because I can relate with his solution much closer. Because when he said that, the speed of releasing is increasing across the industry and the testing quality is becoming a bottleneck. So that stood out for me. And the testing solution particularly resonated with me due to its immediate enterprise, relevance and what's currently happening in today's industry. So I would go with Ajay. But everybody else, great job. And I would definitely congratulate all of you and all the very best.
Well, thank you, Naresh, for giving me a big headache because you haven't decided as a panel between you on one particular winner. So on the basis of the feedback from the other founders, I think we're going to have to lean into Grace being the People's Choice today. So thank you so much, everybody. You're all my favorite children, but today Grace is the one I will rescue from the burning building and make the People's Choice Award winner. What Grace gets, apart from an interview, which will happen later in the week, and further promotion through the community is a year's worth of virtual incubation and support over the next 12 months from Pedro and the in-residence team to help her live her dream and support that future for her. So that first ever Taiwanese winner as well of the People's Choice Award. We have these global remote editions every month. This is the second, obviously, of the year. We also have them in person in Lisbon and in London, Bristol, and a few other places, including in Derby tomorrow night, which is where I am here in the UK. Thank you to our panel for coming in all the way from the US and giving us their expert lenses. Thank you for each of you as founders for being part of today. And I hope you felt it's been a form of progression for you to come here, present, listen to these panelists, listen to each other, and actually you've taken something on board which will help you in your journey going forward. So thank you for being here. And with that, I will say good night and God bless. And I'll see you on the next one, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night.